Hi, everyone. Hi, how are you guys? I think I need more light in here, even though it seems bright to me. I know this is a definite surprise craft and chat. I'm going to make some ATCs and maybe some of you guys will come hang out with me. I have not had a minute to really like sit down with a camera and just go for it in a good long while. But yep, I'm here now. So we'll see what happens. I have to make some ATCs. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I have been working a crazy lot of hours, which I have to tell you, that has to stop because, oh, I love the ant. You guys, do you collect all these, what do you want to call it? Pattern envelopes. I do. Friends send them to me and they're super awesome. So I'm going to make some ATCs. I joined one of our Crafting Mamas groups, and they are swapping ATCs, and so I got to get them out by the end of the month. So that's the real. Let me see if I can turn some lights on in here. That's the real. Hey Val, are you in Hawaii, girl? I've been seeing your post. I'm gonna turn the lights on. It looks so dim in here to me, even though the room's bright. I'm good to see you. I'm gonna hang out, make some ATCs, and just catch up. And you got to tell me about you. I'm just gonna get up for a second and go and get some and turn on the lights in here. I saw your picture of the Manapua. I want some. Do you know what my daughter and I were talking about? What we miss like so much are the purple potatoes, the Okinawan purple potatoes from Hawaii. We love those, and we're missing them terribly. So you got to chat me and tell me what you're doing, girl. I'm going to turn the lights on. I'm sorry, pup. You're good. You're good. You're perfect. You are perfect and good. You are good. That's one light. It's a little bit better. Let me see if I can turn on another one. The ups and downs of an old house. All right, it's electricity, guys. It's like totally electricity. It's plugs and things to plug into. Right? It's plugs and things to plug into. It's so ridiculous. Yes. Just give me one little bitty second. I'll be right back. I'll chat up anybody that comes in here. Who comes in there? I need to get an extension cord. This is my life. This is totally my life. 2 seconds and I'll be right back. Obviously, I was not really ready. It's okay, baby pup. Obviously, I was not ready. I didn't know I wasn't ready. But I know it now. So 2 more seconds and I'll be plugged in somewhere, I hope. Plugged in somewhere. Yikes. It's okay, Shar. You're good. You guys, I have all the animals decided they're coming in here with me, which is great, but You're okay, Pap. You're good. I got the cat. I got the dog. And I got to find the plug. I'm coming back in a second, Val. I just gotta plug it all in. It's like, this is so ridiculous. You guys, this is my life. Because I moved my craft room all around, and I've got all these boxes of stuff in it that are obviously, they're like meant for other things. And they're meant for other rooms. There, yay! So at least I won't die. Yay! All right, let me see what you said. Thanks for being patient. Sorry. You said you're in Hawaii. Oh, yay. I'm so sorry. I didn't know he passed. I'm so sorry, Val. I'm happy you're here hanging out with me. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Okay, so I got to make some ATCs. And what I'm thinking is, I got all this in my mail at work. They ordered something and it came obviously from China. So I'm going to use that. I found some weird things like this. And I have an old Valentine's Day card. And this. Magazine pages. I think I can get it together. I couldn't find any playing cards. So I'm just going to use this one as a template. I have 9 million of everything except when I need it. How many of you guys craft like that? 9 million. Val, I'm so sorry. One of my sisters, so my dad was married before he married my mother. And I had 2 older sisters. And one passed all of a sudden like a week ago. And it was just like, it's just been like a year of that. You know what I mean? I was just looking to see what I have that's heavy duty. Ooh, these are heavy duty. Maybe I'll make the ATCs out of this. And I just think a lot of people right now are just exiting the planet. I mean, it's like, it's been intense, that's for sure. So I saw, how did your yard sale go? I saw that you were having a yard sale. How did that go? If I was an Arizona girl, I would have come to your yard sale. So I totally and utterly get it. And I haven't been, I definitely I have a journal that I use that I take, like an everyday journal that I take to work with me. But other than that, well, I can't say that. I made some costumes for a thing for Ava's school, which was ridiculous, but I did that. And I haven't really had 2 minutes to sit down and do any sort of like online anything. Although I always think about it, stuff always comes up. And the only reason I get to do it today is everybody's gone. So the kids, my older daughter and her husband are still here, which I'm glad they are. I just don't know how much longer they're going to be here. And today was Ava's school, like student-led conferences. She goes to a Montessori style school, so they do that. It didn't go well. You made 2 sales. Girl, I think everybody's just penny pinching right now. I mean, I can just tell you from my job, that's what it feels like. I run that retail metaphysical store. Sales are definitely down by like more than half than last year. I think people are just being super frugal and, just keeping it on the low. But so my kids are still here for, I don't know how long, but I'm grateful that they are, because guys, I always look at it like it's an extra inning with them, because I don't know if any of you guys have grown children. It's like you never really spend you don't spend the time with them that you did. Even if you want to, you don't do it because they're not around. And we don't live generationally like we did before. So at least for me, I'm not saying it isn't. It's just the cat, Charlie. Lay down in your bed. It's just the kitty. Lay down in your bed. So what are they like? What is it? 2.5 by 3.25. So this one's kind of close. Anyway, so my kids are still here, which I'm grateful for. And the youngest one, my little one, she's not little. She's 17. She's the youngest. Her school takes a big trip at the end of the year. They go to, they plan a trip. And I think this year they're going to Ireland. And we have to start the process of getting her a passport and all that stuff and get it all together. And so that's what they're doing. They took her to start that process. So I actually have the house to myself, which I never do. I'm sorry about your live set. That's horrible. And I'm sorry. I don't even know like where to begin as far as that goes, because it's like, I really seriously think, Val, people are just being super frugal. That's all. I don't think it has anything to do with anything else. I just think they're being super frugal. And the media puts you in such a strange space. They like incite fear, get you going like that. So how much longer are you going to be in Hawaii? How much longer are you staying? So I have to make 6 ATCs. And you guys, somewhere in all of my crafting abundance, I have made hundreds of ATCs, but if I had to go find them in this given moment, it was just easier if I just make new. Well, I bet you're getting some really good food. I mean, I have to tell you, the food in Hawaii, there's nothing like it. I don't know why that is, but the grinds in Hawaii are amazing. Say hey, lurkers. Whoever's lurking, say hey. Say hey. So for those of you just joining, I am making, I have to make 6 ATCs. And I wish I could find a deck of playing cards. I guess I could use this one. I could use that as one. I wish I could find a deck. I know that I have a million decks of playing cards, which is another thing, because most playing cards are the perfect size. And then you don't have to worry about your edges being perfect or straight. You think you're so out in the boonies. Contributes to it. I'm here until Sunday, and I brought enough meds to extend for a week. Oh, good for you, girl. Well, eat some purple potatoes for me. Eat some manapua for me. We'll have some good loco moco for me. Definitely have some good ahi. Oh my gosh, you guys. You never realize how good the sushi is until you don't live in Hawaii anymore. And then you're like, even the grocery store sushi is good. Where I saw you you posted yourself in Waimea. Where are you on Big Island right now? Is that where your family lives, in Waimea? All right. This is 3. Yay. 3 substrates, right? 3 substrates. Yay, now I need 2 more. Okay, let's see what else I have. I have this, but it's not really that thick. How do I not have anything? You guys, my crafting room is like a freaking disaster area. It does have household boxes in it, but how do I not have any sort of substrates? I have no substrates. How is that humanly possible in my world? Oh, I have another playing card. Well, I'm going to use that one. Somebody sent it to me. Thank you, whoever did. You had Manapua Locomoke already? your friend is in Kohala. Oh, I love Kohala. Hi, Sherry. How are you, girl? Go put a lay on King Kamehameha for me. And that statue in Kohala. Go put a lay down for me, please, please, please. Let me see if this might not make a good substrate, but I'm going to try it. How are you, Miss Sherry? Yeah, thanks for a thumbs up. I appreciate it, friends. So for those of you who don't think you have enough supplies to craft with, I use everything, including this used UPS envelope. It has my Hawaii address on it. So you guys have to tell me what's going on in your world. Are you guys all crafting? Is it just, am I the only one that's out of the loop just because of my life? Or are you guys all in on it and you're really doing it? Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. This makes it, look at the cool texture. I mean, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's a little bit thin. I might have to back it with something else because I like a heavy substrate. I mean, not that you have to with ATCs, but I like it's all I need to do 2 more. Woo! I just have not, it has been, I don't know. I have been working a lot, which I'm looking to do something different. I just kind of like realized for myself that I just need to find a better balance in my life. And I definitely need to do it because my girl's going to be off to college before I know it. And I'm not going to ever go, oh, I really wish I worked 1 more day. But I'm going to say, I wish I spent more time with her. So I'm looking for a little bit more life balance. And I'm also like just going through my own like little soul searching of like, what is it that I really want to do? Like, what is it that I see myself doing? What is it that I really want to do with my life? Like, what am I feeling? Like all those things. I'm sure many people go through that. Maybe I'm just super late to the game, which is par for the course for me. But I'm going through that too. And I know you guys, I said I was going to have a craft retreat. It's going to have to wait. I had the place I was going to have it. They sold it. I mean, I was going to have everybody come to my house too, but I don't really have enough space. Like I figured maybe 10 people would come and I don't have enough space for 10 people to like reside and craft and whatever. So I had found a really amazing space that I loved a lot. And it had like a community space. And then it had like, you know, it was kind of like an Airbnb kind of thing, but it was really cool in the woods. And it was just super cool connecting back with nature. And when I called to confirm like a month ago, the owner said, you know what, we unfortunately sold it and they are not going to honor any of the former commitments. Cause I guess they're doing when they realized when they sold it, when they were going through the selling process, that it needed some sort of work that is required to do before they can really have more. Probably, I'm assuming, I don't know this to be 100% true, but I'm assuming that they did the work themselves. And sometimes when you open it up to be like more like a retreat center or something like that, you have to follow different, you have to be up to a different code. So I know you were going to try and come, Val. So I'm going to work on it so that we can do it. Maybe we can do it in the spring if I find a new place. Or I should say when I find a new place. Yep. So, all right. So I'm going to cut out these 2 and then I might glue them together because they're a little flimsy. Who has snow? You already have snow, Sherry? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's insane. It's been colder here, but it's been warmer in the days. It's been like down in the 40s at night, but it gets up to be in the 70s in the day. So I'm not complaining. I mean, yeah, it's colder than I'm used to after living in Hawaii all those years, but I'm not complaining about it. But you're in Canada, Sherry, so it's really cold there. I mean, comparatively. Val and I would be freezing our butts off. Val and I'd be like, I'm gonna sit by the fire. Wouldn't you agree, Val? We would be like, yep, we're sitting by the fire. We're not doing anything. We're not going anywhere. We're sitting by the fire. We're firing it. We're sitting by the fire. So tell me what you girls are making. What's on your crafty table? Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. What's on your crafty table, everybody? Yeah, it has been. It's been weird weather here too. I hear you. Desi's helping with your with is this her dad's mom? Well, we'll just have to try and figure a place that when we can all get together. Because I would really just, even if it's just once, if we can all just hang out and craft together and, after all these years of knowing each other, it would be awesome. At least that's what I think. You're staying bundled up. I'd be staying bundled up too. So I like this UPS envelope because of the look at the texture and the colors. I don't know if you can see it. It's sort of like a spotty, a muted gray sort of, and it's got a really nice texture, so you could glue a lot of stuff to it. But it's super flimsy. So I'm thinking I might glue two together. I might glue them together. Or maybe I'll just work on the fronts of them, and then if I need to do the backs of them, I will. I don't know, girls. Hey, Dee. You made 96 beaded pins for your trick-or-treaters? Oh, Val, I love you so much. You're like one of the most creative people I know. I love everything you make. Have you guys seen Cassandra's earrings? She got like a 3D printer, and she's always been a clay artist, like a female clay artist or polymer clay artist. I don't know if she uses that brand, but she is making her earrings are just gorge. So beautiful. Thanks for coming to hang out, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. So let me see what else I can take. Okay, so the 17-year-old, okay, so tried to put her into driver's ed. You guys driving here, like after she's only lived in Hawaii, you guys. So she was born in New York, but she's only lived in Hawaii. And after living in Hawaii, at least on the island we lived on, which was the island of Maui, there's not a lot of traffic. There are mountainous cliffs and that sort of thing, but people don't drive really fast there and whatever. So you guys, there's so many big trucks on the highway here and so many things. So her little road to school is so backwards and I can't even tell you, it's sort of treacherous. So I was like trying to convince her, I was like, we need to get you a driver's license. You got to get into driver's ed. You got to do this. You got to do that. She was like, no. She was like, no. So it's been sort of an ordeal. So my daughter and son-in-law are taking her today, along with getting her stuff together to go for her trip to Ireland, getting her passport stuff. But they're trying to get her to go and do take the written test at the DMV. So we'll see how that goes. But what she needed to get too is a state ID. And as well as I do, when you're under 18 years old, it's not so easy to get. I'm having some good black coffee, guys. Nothing exciting today. Good black coffee. So we had to go online and register to like the things you need to prove you're a resident of the state. Well, of course, none of it a 17-year-old is going to have. Okay, so you ready for this? You needed tax returns, this and that. Well, you guys, I worked in Hawaii so much. I filed my tax returns there. Because that's where that's where I lived and worked, right? And then the 1 year that I lived and worked here, when you get divorced, you can switch off who gets to take who off their taxes or whatever. So my ex-husband took her off his taxes. So she's not on. So one of the things to prove, it's just so archaic and backwards. Okay. One of the things to prove is, so we had to prove she lived here. So is my tax return with the address of my house, and with her as my dependent. Well, the only year I filed taxes here, her dad took her as a dependent. So that one didn't work. And then it was like a bill with your name on it. Okay, what 17-year-old has a bill with her name on it? Okay. So you're not a copycat creator. You're amazing. And so then the next thing was like, there were all these random things that we didn't have. Like, okay, get down to it. This is how creative my daughter and my son-in-law are. So it goes, yeah, a hunting or a fishing license. And so my daughter's like, oh, let's just see how easy it is to get a hunting. Oh, you could have a magazine subscription in your name. You guys, like, even if we got her a subscription today, we wouldn't have a bill with it in her name. And then a piece of mail some sort of mail that came to here came with her name. What else, you guys? So the hunting and fishing license. Okay, so you ready for this? Hi, Carla. How are you? So you ready for this? This is the ludicrousy of my life. Okay, this is what you guys have missed out on for all these months. So my daughter's like, oh, well, let's just get a fishing license. And I'm like, well, how much do they cost? Like, So she's like, she gets on there and she's like, oh, some of them are really expensive. And she goes, oh, but there's some free ones. Okay, are you guys ready for this? They have to realize this child, my youngest daughter, is almost vegetarian. Like, she eats an occasional piece of fish and an occasional piece of chicken. But for the most part, she eats none of that. And so I was like, so we were like, okay, a fishing license sounds good, but they have like all kinds of different fishing license here because of different terrain and different this and different that. And my daughter's like, oh, let's just look and see what the free ones are. Okay, you guys ready for this? You want to know what the free one is? Coyote hunter. Oh, Lord. And we laughed until we cried. And now I was like, well, it's actually kind of cool. We can just say, Ava the Coyote Hunter. Anyway, it just made me laugh. We laughed until we cried. I was like, this is North Carolina. Welcome to North Carolina. Oh, Lord, you guys. I was like, oh, and then on top of it all, they got to print it out, and my printer's out of ink. And we just started laughing so hard. I was like, you guys, I really can't deal. I said, I'm not going to wait hours and hours and hours at the DMV to get the state ID. I'm not waiting. Guys, this is my only down day. And I said, I'm going to go because there's always something that's going to get in the way of me sitting down and making art or crafting or hanging out with you guys. They charge you for everything except if you're a coyote hunter. Okay. So we were like, and then my daughter goes, do you think they're going to ask her how she would hunt a coyote? Or I said, are they going to ask her if she owns a gun? And then she's like, why would I have a gun? And then my older daughter goes, well, how would you get the coyote? She goes, with my hands. I was like, you're ridiculous. You guys, I just had to let it go. I was like, all right. I said, we're moving on. Okay, now I've got lots of blanks for my ATCs. I know they're not traditional, but hey, this just shows you guys, you don't need to go buy another thing. You have some trash, you can make some crafts. So that is the 411 in my world, girls. The 411 in my world is coyote hunting. Okay, the coyote hunter. Coyote hunter. I mean, you can't make this up, Carla. It's so ludicrous. It's beyond me. Coyote hunter. Yes. She's going to be, we just laughed until we cried. I was like, and first of all, they brought this up to me a couple days ago, and it made me upset because, guys, one of my coworkers, COVID is rampant down here. And you guys, I've lucked out and not gotten COVID this whole time. And I certainly do not want to get COVID now. I just don't want to get COVID. And so one of my coworkers had COVID, and then she couldn't work. So I worked like 9 days straight. And you guys, I know I could have how kids have their own agenda and you're just not even on that agenda? That's my kids. You guys, they have their own agenda all the time and they just kind of let me in on it haphazardly, occasionally, but not enough to, and I was so frustrated. I was like, seriously, you guys, I need a down day. I need a day where my life just can revolve around me. Plus I had all kinds of crap to do, just like you guys do. I'm just looking to see if I can find a piece of parchment paper. You guys, I got this little tiny, and it's so cute. I got this little tiny, cutting mat at the dollar store. It's at the Dollar Tree, I think, or at Dollar General. Anyway, so I just was like, I just needed a down day. And I wasn't trying to be selfish or anything, but you guys, I'm telling you, every single time there's always something that comes up so that I never get a day to myself. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm sure you can relate because some of you guys have kids too. And I was just like, not today. I said, next week I have more days off and I will take you next week. But they were adamant they had to do it today. So I was like, you go on with your bad self. No, I didn't open your box, D. It's downstairs. I did not bring it up because, okay, so this is what happened. They decided to leave and I ran up here. But I should go down and get it. I did not open it. Maybe after I make these you know what? If I'm successful and I get these, I have to get these ATCs in the mail. Your box would have everything I needed in it. I'm so dumb. Diana, I am dumb. I didn't, oh my gosh. I know where it's sitting, right in my dining room. But no. I will, you know what? I'll do, you guys, Diana sent me some Happy Mail and she was cleaning out her craft room and she knows that I'm the queen of the trashiest, craftiest stuff you can possibly want. And she saved me a bunch of cool stuff. And Diana, I wasn't thinking, girl. I was not thinking. I was actually just like, I'd already had like my whole morning had already gotten usurped. I already went to the parent teacher conference. I had to go to the grocery store. Oh, that's on top of it. Okay. This is her school weekend fundraiser because I work all weekend. And so I have to make some sort of like vegetarian chili, something. They're all vegans or something. Not my daughter, but you added to it for over a year. I will go. If somebody comes home, I'll have them bring it up to me. Or what I was going to say, if I get through some of this, maybe I'll come back on tonight and then I'll open it up and I can craft myself. But I should go get it because yours is going to have way better stuff in it than what I have right here on my messy table. How many of you guys are just like artists? You just like use what's right in front of you. That's just kind of my flow. I don't know why, but it is. I just use what's in front of me. Like that. I don't even have, look, I got a pair. I don't even have any acrylic paint. You got to take the kid to nap. All right. Love you, girl. You got a commercial? I can get a Mir resident sportsman's license for a lifetime for $500. Carla, it was just so she could get her damn learner's permit, okay? Not learner's permit, whatever. I told you guys, whatever, so she could get her I don't even have any. This is how we know that I'm to the dregs of who I am right now. I don't have any acrylic paint up here. I guess for a while, because it's warmer downstairs, I was crafting downstairs. But now that I'm upstairs, it kind of makes more sense to be crafting upstairs. Anyway, that's my life, you guys. The fishing license, the kids, like the kids with the agenda of stuff they want me to do for them in their time frame, not in the time frame that actually works for me. And I just needed a down day. I have not had one in so long that I just needed a down day. You guys get that, right? You guys totally get it. I know you do. Because you're right there with me. With the kids who plan stuff for you to do. Even when you're like, I really can't do that. And then they do it anyway. I know you guys are. I'm definitely going to have to reback these, but I'm going to look for some, like, I must have some manila folders or something somewhere, you know? I must have some manila folders. They make really good, those make great ATC bases. And also those are also very easy to paint on if you ever get them, the cheap ones. Oh, no. You know what? It's not even getting her to drive, Carla. It's because now she's at an age where, like, she looks older than she is, as most kids do. You know how that works. And what's happening is, like, she has to fly to see her dad all the time. And now they're not just taking her word for it. They're not just going, oh, yeah, okay, you're whatever. They're, it's a bigger picture than just, the driving thing. She won't drive. She's petrified to drive here. And we've gone through this. I told her I'd put her in driver's ed. I told her, Carla, she is not in a space. She is not. Okay, I like that one there, but I don't know. You guys, this is going to be process art. This is like processed, Shelley, whatever. It's going to be, yeah, but I don't want them all to be the same. Guys, I wasn't thinking. That's okay. I have enough stuff to make some ATCs. It will all be good. You know what I got in the mail, you guys, for the first time in a long time? A restoration hardware catalog. How many of you guys are in on that? Don't you know how much I love? For those of you that don't know me very well, I love a restoration hardware catalog. It is my jam for real. I love to jelly print on them. I love to jelly print and do all kinds of stuff on a restoration hardware catalog. And I got one. I haven't had one. I don't know whether did they just stop. I don't know if they just stopped sending them out. I don't know, but I'm grateful. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Sherry. The more layers I put, the thicker it'll get. I just like a heavier substrate, but you know what? I'm not using any wet medium on this. And if I decide to, we'll see. You know what I mean? If I decide to go for it and use some wet medium, then we'll definitely jump in and find. Let's see, do I like that one there? I think I might. Let's see if I can. Anyway, you guys, it's been a trip. Carla, how far away do you live from me? Are we anywhere near each other? Are we like anywhere close? I like that one. Let me see what else. Everybody in my neighborhood. I live in a really old neighborhood. My house is like, she's going to be 125, you guys. She's awesome. I love her so much. My house. And all my neighbors are fanatically decorating for Halloween. You guys, it makes me feel a little bad, but what can I do? Because I'm not fanatically decorating for Halloween. I am not fanatically. I thought about it. Like last year I was going to do it, but last year was so stressful for me that I was like, and I was working that crazy job. And it was just way too stressful for me. I feel like this. So I didn't do it. And this year, I don't know. It just feels so, but I'm telling you, like my neighbor across the street, he's been outside all day. Granted, he's retired, but he was out there this morning when I left to go to the parent teacher conference at the crack of dawn. And he was still out there now. He is decorating his front yard like a pet cemetery. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's so freaking amazing. It is awesome. But I don't know. You're 4 or 5 hours from me? You're closer to the East Coast? Okay. And you're not a downer, girl. You are not a downer. Um, well, when I have some time off, I'm getting ready to change my work schedule. So when I have some time off, girl, I may just drive down. You'll have to tell me when you have some time off. We could just get together, hang out, laugh, craft, hang out, do whatever. Okay, this needs some more stuff on it, but I like it so far. This is going to be okay so far. With my Chinese newspaper from my packaging. I don't know if you can see it. And then I think I'll paint on it or something. I just don't have any paint up here. So we're going to put that one down there for a minute. We're just trying to get the background going. The background. Yeah, I will tell you, my transition has not been easy. And you guys, I have lived everywhere and have moved many times. But I don't know whether it's my age or whether it's, I don't know, you guys. I can't even speak to what it actually is. But this move, it was a lot. It was very difficult for me. And I'm still not settled. I mean, honestly, I am not settled. And you guys know that I thought that I was going to possibly move back to Hawaii. And you guys, the only thing that kept me from doing it was my daughter. She was like, Mom, I really want to stay here. And so I don't know whether it was that like my heart just wasn't here or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with here. Can you guys hear me? There is nothing wrong with it. I've got great neighbors. I have an amazing house. I just haven't found my niche. Like I haven't found my job situation that I'm like, yes. And, I was trying to buy a business. Well, that has not been as easy as one might think. And then with the fluctuation in the economy, it's been less than optimal, if you know what I mean. So I like that one too. I just need more stuff. So my transition has not been easy. I am not going to lie to you. It has not been easy at all. And I don't think I'm a very, I'm not like some very picky person, like, ooh, I don't have a lot of, I'm not picky in the ways of like, like, I don't think I'm high maintenance. Well, as you can tell from my art. What do you think? You think I'm high maintenance? But it's just been, I don't know. You guys, I don't know whether it's my age. I don't know I don't know anything. I don't know what is going on with that. If it was my age, if it was just the timing, it was just all of the stuff that's occurred. I mean, definitely feel like my life's evening out, but it just isn't. I don't know. It wasn't an easy transition for me. And I'm not a difficult thing, so I don't know what it is. And my move did come with baggage. Hi, Janet. Girl, I saw you weren't feeling good. Hit the nail on the head there, Carla. Hit the nail on the head there. You guys, last year kind of did me in. Last year was my like, what am I doing? Like, what in the world am I doing with my life? I'm still in kind of that space. And I don't have a huge friend circle here. You guys, it's like, I find that the older I get, the less I am I find that the older I get, the less I'm willing to, like, do stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not I just don't I just don't wanna, um I just don't wanna regret it. You guys, I'm getting ready to have a really big birthday, and I've been thinking about it. It's coming in 4 months. I'm thinking and so, like, this big birthday milestone I'm sorry, I had to read my phone. I just was seeing if it was the kids because I told them, I said, "If you guys wait till next week, I'll be happy to sit at the DMV with you for hours, but I'm not doing it this week. I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna spend time, even if it's just today, making art, making things I like." And granted, I know I need to send this stuff off, but you know what I mean? Just I said no, and I never say no to my kids. You won't let people into your space of peace. I get it. Your circle's getting smaller and smaller. Oh my god. I don't know. Is it an age thing? Like, because I'm gonna be honest, I love this, you guys, but it's a little wild and loud. I don't have any things to go with it. Isn't it cool though? It looks like a painting. Um, I just don't know, Carla, if it's just me being like, if it's just an age thing. Ooh, you guys, some of my restoration hardware, you know how much I love that. If it's just an age thing, or if it's just me and the timing of my life right now, or I don't know. I'm just feeling I'm not feeling like I want to like put myself out on a limb and get and just have friends to have friends. Does that make sense? And I look, I work with some really great people. They always invite me to things. You guys, I don't go. I'm like Debbie Downer. I don't go. My sister was like, "You better go to something. They're gonna stop inviting you." I go, "Okay." And it's always easier for other people to say stuff to you. You know what I mean? To see your life than I like that chandelier. Let me see if I can let's try and get a piece of that chandelier in there. Um, you know what I mean though, right? You know, it's like always all right, I need a contrast. So I don't know if it's age. I don't know whether it's just if it's age, if it's just me being like sort of stubborn and not like feeling like if it's I don't know. Maybe it's all of it. Maybe it's all of it. Maybe it's age. Maybe it's all of it. I don't know. I don't know. And you know what, you guys? I lived in Hawaii for so long. I'm like in a different space. Like I'm not in a space to accumulate things. And I certainly don't have a lot of things. I mean, I have hand-me-down things and I'm grateful for it. I'm not there's no complaining here for the hand-me-down. Yeah, I'm grateful that I even have that option. But I'm also not in that space of like you know, like, oh, I'm going to spend $1,000 on a purse, or I'm just in a different space. And when you live in Hawaii, you definitely get in a different space because that sort of stuff is just not realistic. I mean, maybe it is on Oahu, but it's not on my tiny island. Not on my tiny island. Okay, I love his head, so I'm not going to cut that, but let me just see if I can. Because somehow on my table managed to be some painted restoration hardware pages, and they're just muted enough that I like them a lot. I don't know, you guys. I'm just going through my own crap. You know, just trying to figure it out. And honestly, I thought at this age that I would have it a little bit better in tow, but obviously not. Obviously not. I thought that by the time I got to this age, because I have a big birthday coming up. I'm not stressed out about the birthday part. I'm just more like looking at my life going like, you're going to be the big 6-0 and what the hell have you done? Please tell me some of you ladies have had that experience. Tell me I'm not singularly like having this epiphany myself going like, what the hell did you do to your life? Hey, Leslie, how are you, girl? Hey, Malia. You got to pick the girls up. I don't need drama. You think it's you because you had a horrible marriage? And oh my gosh. Oh, girl. I had that same similar thing with my ex-husband. Some of my friends went to him. I was like, have at him. You'll soon see how wonderful he was. I get it, Carla. You think the older we get, we just don't need drama. I'm right there. Or I don't need to be entertained. You know what? I had this friend and I love her, but like, like she'll call me up. She goes, I'm bored. Now, you guys, I've never said that in my whole life. I don't even think as a kid I said I was bored. How many, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I ever equated anything with boredom. This is going to have to go on something else. Do you know what I mean? But she's like, calls me up. She goes, what are you doing? I'm bored. And I'm like, living my life? I mean, what do you mean? What am I doing? I'm living my life. I am like, what do you mean? What am I doing? I mean, are any of you guys like that? Guys, give me 1 second. Everything okay? Awesome. Okay, good. Okay. Are you guys heading home? Oh no. All right. Well, text me when you guys are heading on your way home, okay? All right. Love you. Bye. So evidently, all of that was for naught. She did not need her hunting license, even though they say it on the website. She didn't need her hunting license to get her ID. You guys, my life is just so ridiculous. I can't even like, it's so dumb. Anyway. Yep. So that's what's going on with me, friends. I wouldn't say that I'm having my own version of a midlife crisis. I would just say I'm having my own version of like, what the hell did I do with my life? Have any of you guys had that? Have any of you guys had the what the hell did I do with my life? That is where I'm at. I'm at the what the hell did I do with my life? I am at the like what? That is where I'm at. What tell me about you guys. Can any of you guys relate, or is that just me? Or is that just moi? Oh my God. That is where I'm at, friends. I'm at the what the hell did I do with my life? I've had a happy life. Oh, Malia, no, I'm not saying I haven't had a happy life, but I'm just saying when you get to a certain age, so maybe you're not there because you're in the midst of raising kids and you can't even see it. But there'll be a point when you realize that you gave so much and you just didn't give to yourself. Now, I hope you learn from me and don't do that. You just didn't give to yourself or listen to those inner, like, whatever they are. Like, I don't know, whatever they are. Everybody has their own song inside, right? Okay, I'm liking that one. I might paint over it afterwards, but I'm liking it. What do you guys think? Or maybe I'll put some numbers, but I like the background of it. It's like pretty good. It's pretty good. And it's got a kind of a cool texture to it. Anyway, so I'm not, it's not about that. It's just all of a sudden you turn an age and you're like, oh my God, I haven't like, whatever you thought where you'd be, whatever that looked like in your own head, nobody else's head, your head. And then you're just like, oh my God, like, like, I'm in the third act of my life. That's all. And then you just and then if you're like me and you just decide, hey, I'm moving. I'm starting over. I am starting over. I'm starting over because, yeah, why not? And then you're in the midst of it. You're just kind of trying to figure it out. No, my life's been good. I don't have any, no. I mean, are there things that were super hard in my life? Yes. Are there things in my life that I wished that I hadn't done? No. I only wish the thing, well, maybe getting married, but, I kind of felt, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of felt forced into it. I was never one of those people, how you see some people and they're just they're like, oh, well, and they can just plan out their whole thing and they're this and they're that. No, that wasn't me. That was not moi. I kind of felt sort of pressured into this will make a great collage page. I wish it was tiny. Look at that. Isn't that great? Look at her hands. Ooh, and it's a Cherokee basket artist. Oh, I love that. I don't know. I'm just going through my own version of and I'm sure it's normal. I'm sure it's normal. No, I think the only things I regret is that I didn't ask my mom more things. I didn't ask her, did you go through this? I didn't ask her about menopause. I didn't ask her about stuff that didn't pertain to me when she was alive. And I lost my mom very young. I was 43 when my mom died. So I was 43 when my mom died. So it was I didn't ask her stuff like I should have, because let's just face it, in your 30s, you're not thinking about things that you want to ask your parents because you don't think about their mortality, right? And then they go, and then you're just like, what? You're just like, what? You didn't ask them all the things that you thought you should have, or I mean, I would have liked. I would have loved to have been able to have a conversation with her and say, "Did you feel like this when we're going to turn 60? Did you feel like this? What did you feel? How did it look? But I didn't. I was too self-absorbed when my mother was still alive to and I also thought she was going to live for a long time. So, you know what I mean? It wasn't it was. I love this. It wasn't it was something on my mind. And it's also stuff women don't talk about stuff like that. I don't know why we don't talk about menopause and life lessons and life goals. And I don't know. I mean, I have in one of my journals, I have all those drinks. I should find that journal. Anyway, I don't know, you guys. That's what I've been going through. I've just been going through my own stuff, just trying to figure it out. Have no answers. Okay, let me see what you've read. I'm sorry. Let's see. Every day. Wait, 5 over. You're turning 50 in January. Happy birthday. You're a hermit. You're in the hermit period of your life where you wonder what the heck happened, girl. We're right there. You can be a hermit crab too. Your brother texted you. Are you still alive over there? That's great. Oh, Carla. I just wish I'd ask her other things, but I was too, I had just, because I was going through my own crap when my mom suddenly got sick and passed. My lovely little Seisha Ave is, her name is Seisha, but she likes her middle, she goes by her middle name Ava because nobody can say Seisha. So half the time we all call her whatever she wants to be called at this point. But, I had just given birth to her. Like, my mom passed when she was my mom came to my mom used to live with me, and she had gotten offered this amazing opportunity in California to run a senior center and be their activities director, which was amazing for her because she could do anything. My mother was way craftier than I ever will be. And good coffee. I'm having it black. You guys, I never thought I'd ever drink black coffee, but I drink black coffee. Anyway, so I had my mom went off to do this job, and she was, like, so happy about it, and she came to see me. So I had Miss Sasha's birthday's in August, and so my mom, she left before then. She left when I was pregnant to take that job, and this one has so many good pictures. Like, I like this little bus. I like this, but I like the textures of this. So let's see how that goes. We'll see what we find for it. So she went, and which was cool. And then she came to visit me in November of that year. And she came for like a month, and she had taken some time off, and she came for like a month. And for whatever reason, she was on me to get all my Christmas shopping done. It was the weirdest thing. She was like, "You need to get all your Christmas shopping done. Let's do it. And let's wrap all these presents." And you guys, I'm like, "Mom, it's golden, like, I'm all right. Don't worry about it." And she was like on me and on me and on me to do it. So I was kind of like, "All right, I'll do it." So we did all this stuff that I wouldn't normally have taken the time to do. And I had just had Sasha. So she was like, what, 4 months old? August, September, 3 months old. And I had my other 2 girls, right? And so my mom was like, and I had just moved out of New York City and moved to Woodstock, New York. And went from living in an apartment to living in a house. My oldest daughter was away at boarding school. It was like a lot of stuff, a lot of transitioning stuff. And my mother was on me and on me and on me to, like, get your presents wrapped, do this, do that. And I was like, oh, and finally I surrendered into it. Because like when you're like totally sleepless from a newborn baby, and you're like, you can't even think straight, okay? You're like, and I had other children too. So there was like no downtime. So I was like, okay, Mom, I'll do it. So I was doing all the things that she wanted me to do. And it was fun. Don't get me wrong. We had a great time. We did fun things with the kids. We really hung out. I mean, just had a wonderful time together. And when she left, I remember I didn't even take her to the airport, you guys. This is like the worst. I didn't even drive her to the airport because I had this newborn baby, and I was like, I lived like, I don't know, several hours away from, and I let my mother take a version of an Uber back then to the airport, which makes me feel terrible now. But she, she was going back for her job, and her job was going well, and she was really loving it. And maybe a week after she got back, my sister called me and she said, she's in the hospital. Mom's in the hospital. She has stage 4 lung cancer. She couldn't breathe, this and that. And you guys, the whole month she had been with me, we did all kinds of stuff. I mean, she knitted me a shawl. She cooked every meal. She had been not fit. She said, I don't feel really good. And I said, well, what do you think it is? And she said, well, they put me on a new arthritis medicine. And one of the side effects is respiratory issues and exhaustion, like being tired, like low energy. And so we were talking about how she needed to go back to the doctor when she got home. Anyway, So you guys, it ultimately, if I hadn't done my Christmas show, I obviously got on a plane and went through her surgery with her, and she was diagnosed in November and she died in March. So how long is that? November, December, January, February, March. Or diagnosed in December. She was diagnosed in December and died in March. So 4 months. And she lived in California and I lived in New York, and I had that baby, and I have that's 17 now, and I would drag her to see. I can't even tell you how many times I flew to California. It was intense, but I look back now, and if she hadn't pushed me to buy those Christmas presents, my kids wouldn't have probably had a Christmas, because I was out there with her in the hospital. You guys, life is weird. Life is weird. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, because that last month that we were together, or however long she was with me, it was about a month. Because I had this baby, I couldn't do as much as I could do because I was breastfeeding all the time. So I had to sit and be with her. And I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful that I'm just grateful for that. She was amazing, you guys. She was freaking awesome. So what would I ask her now? I would say, like, why did you never talk to us about menopause? Menopause sucks, you guys. And there's so many things that you can do for it. But like, they expect you to go to some man, if you have a man doctor, to tell you how to go through that, when women have been going through it since the beginning of time. I would ask her, like, does she have any regrets in her life? I don't know. I'd ask her more about her life, more about her inner life, because I think maybe just because I'm getting older and I'm realizing this, and I don't know, maybe any of you can pipe in and say if you're having the same sort of epiphany, but I'm realizing that, there's aspects of us that we never ever, like, there's aspects of my mom I didn't know. Like, I just didn't know it. Not because I didn't want to know it, but because I was too self-absorbed and self-centered and young to realize I should have asked about it. Does that make sense? I'm just rambling, you guys. I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm a hermit too. Everything I'm saying resonates with you. Oh, girl. Yeah. Hi, Linda. She's 17. She just turned 17. You couldn't remember whose car you borrowed to take a driving test. Oh, no. And you realize you had no one to ask. Oh, Val, putting my arms around you. Gratitude is everything. But also, so is carving out the time for yourself. And that's what I realized. Okay, so look, I'm really grateful that my older daughter and her husband are here, and that they can go with my youngest to get her whatever, the ID and the permitting thing, and put us on a list and get her a thing, of what do you call it? I'm grateful for all that. But can I tell you something? I wore myself out last week. I was like so to the bottom of the barrel of feeling exhausted and all that. I was like, when they wanted to do it, first of all, it didn't make me mad, but it did anger me slightly that they would pick the only one day that I have to myself. And so honestly, I probably missed a milestone going with her to get her driver's license. But you know what? Or not driver's license, her ID and all that stuff. But you guys, it could have been done next week. And I realized, I just had this sort of epiphany that every time I actually put my foot down to want to, like, sit down for myself and have a creative time, there is always something that comes up and gets in the way. Always. Like, always. Without, I can't even tell you, with no exception. There's always something. And I just felt like, okay, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it for me. Okay, do you guys think that I should, okay, pipe in. Let's see. Okay, this one I left the hot tamales box. Do you think I should leave the hot tamales box or the person that's receiving it can see it? Or do you think I should glue over it? Let's take a poll. You guys, I think for so long I've realized that I've done the best I can, but I haven't done the best for me. Does that make sense? Like I haven't put I put everybody else in my equation, but I just forgot myself. Like I forgot myself in there. Like, you know? Okay, that's a backdrop. That's a backdrop. That's kind of one. I don't know which way I like it. I wanted to put some Chinese words in there, but I think I might put some black stuff in here too. You guys, I'm sorry if I'm rambling, and I appreciate you listening to my ridiculousness. I'm just in my own like space of self-discovery at the moment, and I don't even know what it looks like anymore. Yes. So why is that? Why is that? Like, you guys, I can remember staying up endless nights doing whatever it was, homework or projects or whatever the kids had, like whatever it was, I did it. And I love my kids. Please. I'm not saying that I don't regret it, but I never ever like said, okay, what is it that I want to do? Like it just was on automatic pilot. And I think like I know she's my last one and I love her, you guys. I put a tremendous amount of energy and effort into her. I mean, probably more than I did with the other kids because I'm older and I realize that it's all fleeting, right? That we don't have a lot of time. But I was just to the point where I'm like, okay, I gotta take a pez for myself. I gotta like do my own timeout. And yeah. Because ultimately, in the end of it all, it is my life. And how I live it is up to me. And if I haven't put myself in my own equation, that's nobody's problem but my own. You know what I mean? That's nobody's fault but my own. And you guys, I haven't always put myself in my own equation. I have not always done it. I haven't. I have not. I think I like tearing paper so much. It's so ridiculous, but I do. Lay down. You're okay. There's nobody here. Lay down. Lay down. You're good. You're good. You got your blanket. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. If you had to know the 17-year-old, she's actually really good. You know, can I tell you, she's such a good girl. Oh, Leslie, I love you girls. I've missed you guys. You guys, I have missed you. I have missed this crafting community. I've missed so many things. Like I haven't by the time I've been coming home from work, I have been so tired that I really haven't put any energy into anything. Like I have been if I left it at work, I have a journal that I leave at work and it's just a collage journal. So like if anybody looked at it, they'd be like, this woman's a crazy person, but I don't care. Next time if I bring it home, I'll show it to all of you. You know, it's just nothing. It's just I made myself like a version of a December daily, you know, just a 30-day. You guys get my point, a 30-day thing. So, do I want this short? Let me see. Yeah, that's what I want. I want it short. Yeah, I mean, I've been, that's really the only thing that I've been doing for myself creatively. Now, I'm not saying like sewing all the costumes for the kids wasn't creative. I made a friend a wedding journal. I made her daughter a wedding journal. I made another friend of mine who lost somebody in their life. I made them like a guest book, you know, like a guest book for, you know what I mean, for people to sign. My head can't think about it. You know what I mean? My head doesn't hold much words. And I have been going to all the parent teacher conference meetings, and I've been going to all the other meetings, and I've been, I've been doing all that. But I don't know. Maybe it is my age. Because I'm kind of liking this. I know it's like not your average ATC. And I'm sure the recipient's going to be like, what the hell is this? But, oh, well. It's my stream of consciousness. If you know me, you get me. Malia is the baby amongst all of us. I'm old enough to be Malia's mother. And I would be honored if she was my child because she is awesome and amazing. And I'm grateful to have Malia and I got to hang out. She came to see me, you guys. We had so much fun. We went thrifting, which was so, who doesn't like going thrifting? We went thrifting and it was so fun. And yeah, I love her and I love her kids. Her kids are fabulous. Oh, so let me just tell you what is on my. Oh, I would be honored if you were my child, Malia. You're so freaking awesome. You're like amazing. And real and normal or whatever normal is. My kind of normal. She's a weird kind of normal like all of us. Sometimes do you ever like cut out pages and you're like, well, why the hell did I cut this one out? Like that was a weird one. But what I want to tell you guys, okay, so onto a happier, more loving subject. Christmas. I haven't done anything, but I am going to make an advent calendar. I made one many trillion years ago for a friend's granddaughter. And I don't know, are any of you guys into advent calendars? Is that on anybody's list of things to like ever want to make? I will say living here, the Blue Ridge Mountains are freaking awesome. If you have to move from Hawaii, which is a beautiful place, moving here does not disappoint. Okay, I will say that. The sunsets and sunrises are amazing. Although I don't live in a house with a view, that was not on my priority list. But anyway. Hey, Laura, how are you? You're going through images. Yes, Malia was cleaning her thing, and I was talking to her as I was driving to and from the long and winding road to get the child from school. Yes, and we were processing like all the craft supplies that Malia has. She was telling me about them, and I was listening and a little jelly, but it's all good. So I'm going to make an advent calendar. Hey, Laura, I'm going to make an advent calendar. And are you ready for the drum roll? Out of pants pockets. So if you guys want to make along with me, you can decide. And I don't know if I can't do it until next week or maybe even the week after. Just because of my work and scheduling and stuff. But I'm going to make one. I'm making one for a gift for somebody, and I'm making one that was requested from somebody. And so I thought I would take you along. No matter how much crap you have, sometimes somebody else's crap is so much better. Always, always, always. Always somebody's crap is so much better. That's why we love estate sales and stuff like that too. Okay, what did we vote? Did we vote leave the tamale box or whatever? Because I got off on my tangent. Oh, you wonder where you came from? It's crafty law number 219. Okay. Okay, did we decide, am I gluing over this and leaving the back, or am I gluing on the white page? Did you guys ever pipe it? You probably told me, and I was like off on my tangent of whatever the heck I was, my stream of consciousness. I'm actually liking these two. I don't know. If I can find some numbers to cut out, maybe I'll put some numbers on it. And I do want to draw on a little bit. I want to draw on them a little bit. Thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. I love you girls. So those that want to make an advent calendar, let's say 2 weeks from now, because that'll give me enough time to like get myself settled and back into the swing of things. Pants pockets. Bring some pants pockets. and a piece of background fabric. And you can decide how big or how small, or we can make pockets together. But I had made several years ago, I had made a jean quilt, like a blue jean quilt, and I collected all these blue jeans, and in the end, all I had were all these pockets. And living in Hawaii, you don't, it's like you don't. Everything will end up in the ocean, so you have a resounding opportunity to like learn to recycle more than you ever thought you could and enjoy it. So I made for one of the teachers asked the parents to make an advent calendar for the class. So I made it out of those jean pockets, and I happened to have collected very large men's pants because I was making a quilt out of it when I went to the thrift store, and whenever I put like a notice up on Craigslist or whatever, I asked for the biggest ones. And so I had all these large men's pants pockets, and I made it for what grade was Ava in then? She was still in elementary school. I can't remember, you guys. And so I made it, and the teacher really loved it. You know why? Because she could use it every year. So I'm going to make a smaller version for my friend. This is how you know you're old. One of my oldest daughter, her best friend, is having her second baby, and the baby is due on Christmas. So I'm going to make this advent calendar for her first and second baby. I'm going to make it big enough that they can share it, but really as a birthday present to the second one, right? So I'm going to make that, and maybe I'll make more than one. So I have collected, because me and my jean, I made a jean purse, I made a jean rug, I made a jean quilt, I made jean, all kinds of things. I have those pockets. So they don't have to be jean pockets, but I will tell you, it's easier if you're going to use some pre-made pockets to get a sturdier something. You can use short pockets. You can use, like on the one I made for Ava's old school, had big jean pockets, and then it had little like men's pockets that had buttons, like a flap and a button, and I just cut around them. And you can glue it. You can iron it on with like Wonder Under, or you can stitch it. My head can't. Thank you, guys. All right, so I have this one. Will this go on here? That might go on here, but I need more. I need more stuff. Okay, so that one. This is my one I haven't decided if I'm using the hot tamale side. Okay, this one. Got some backgrounds going on. These need extra details. Okay, I need more backgrounds. So that's what I'm planning. I'm making that. I'm also going to make, I think I'm going to make one of my coworkers a tote bag. She carries all of her stuff to work all the time in the most ridiculous bags. So I think I'm going to make her a tote bag. That sort of thing. So that's what's on my crafty agenda. So if you guys want to join along, hopefully I'll get better at, I'm definitely going to get back to a steady stream schedule. It just hasn't panned out yet, but it's working out. It's starting to. It's definitely starting to, I'm starting to be able to get it in there a little bit. So if you girls want to make along, now you know what I'm making. I am going to make a gratitude journal for November. So I probably better get my butt in gear because there's only a few more days. How are you, Miss Kim? Were you sick too? Was it you and Janet that were both sick? Janet had a migraine, and I thought I read somewhere you were sick. Love you, girl. Sorry. Oh, you're good? Okay, good. So good. You weren't sick. You just had snow. You guys, I'm not on Facebook enough to know things. And do you guys ever wonder like how Facebook picks whose things you see and whose things you don't? I see the people that I hardly know. Like I see all their posts, whereas the friends I love the most, I don't see. Like, what the heck is up with that? Could one of you girls just pipe in and just give me the 411 on that one? Because I don't get it. I do not 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 get it, Sam. I am. All right, I like that. The coloring thing. I just need some more. This is what I get for coming with not a lot of supplies. I have plenty of trash, but nothing that I had in mind. And I love this baking paper, but you guys, after a while, it's just got coffee dyed stuff on it. After a while, it is real crunch. And I like the crunch. Do you guys like the crunch? I think I'm gonna do. I mean, obviously, when you glue it down, the crunch is gone, but maybe I'll see. So, yeah. You think it's something to do with algorithms? They hate you because you like everything? Al Gore thingies. Oh my God. What is on your crafty Christmas wish list? So my middle daughter, who I love all my girls, but my middle daughter, who doesn't live here, she lives in Arkansas, and I were talking. Her favorite thing is she loves her Christmas tree, guys. Her Christmas tree is her thing. Oh, I want this. She loves her Christmas tree. So 1,005,000 years ago, I used to always make everybody a Christmas ornament. And then you guys, your life gets away from you and you just don't do it as often, right? But now that she's married and has her own place and her own house and her own thing, and Christmas is her thing. Her Christmas tree is her thing. I'm going to try to get it together to make. I'm going to try to get it together to make some Christmas ornaments. So that's on my agenda. I don't think I'm going to give. My kids don't want anything. And so I think that's what I'm going to give them. I think I'm going to spend some time and make some Christmas ornaments. So that might be coming up in my agenda, and I don't know what I'm going to make. And when I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. But this is what happens when you don't come with any paint. This is what happens when you leave your painting stuff downstairs. It's just warmer downstairs, you guys. That's all. Like that. So Christmas ornaments are on my agenda. I will do that small. I can do that small Christmas quilt or quilt I made, but I am going to do a gratitude journal. So maybe in the next couple days, I'm just going to do a really super simple. I think I'll sew the cover. I think I'll make the cover out of fabric scraps and a piece of cardstock, and then, or me, a cereal box or whatever. It's not going to be like a real cardstock. And then I think I will. And then I think I'll. Just start. I'm going to use it. You know what I mean? I'll journal every day online, or journal every day and then post it. Maybe I'll only post it once a week, because who needs to see like 30 journaling days of ridiculousness? But I'm going to do that. What else? Those are the things that I have on my agenda: the advent calendar, the gratitude journal, the advent calendar, the gratitude journal, the Christmas ornaments. I mean, those are my kind of go-tos right now. So if you guys want to join in, you're welcome to. What are you making, Miss Carla? What are you making for Christmas? You always have some really cool stuff. What are you doing? Let me see. Do I like it like this? You'll make a bunch of little packers. Oh, with sand hats. Oh, that's so little packers with sand hats. Oh, that's so cool. Christmas ornament. Girl, I'm over it. I'm just like, I've had it. Well, he did invent the internet. I know, right, Laura? I remember that. That was the most stupidest thing ever. Telling the world he invented the internet. I don't know. You guys, men are kind of dumb sometimes. I like that. Yeah, he invented the internet. Whatever. What the heck? You know, seriously. Oh, Laura, I remember that. That was so ludicrous. He was totally ludicrous for saying that. Men. You invented bitchiness. You'll have to show us. Boys are stupid. I agree, Laura. Okay, there's gonna be a fight. Okay, Laura. Kim and you are who's gonna fight over who invented bitchiness? Guys, you know who invented bitchiness? A 17-year-old, okay? When she didn't want to do the dishes, when she's decided her life is much more important than doing dishes. Which I understand that, but let me cut this side. Oh my God. How many of you guys have like saved like all the most random things for moments like this? You saved the random for the random. I have some fabric somewhere around here, and that would look really good with this. I still don't know where I put it. All right, so maybe I'll find the fabric, and that'll be that one. And I'll cut it out. I do like this baking paper, but it doesn't always stick down with glue, so I may have to like go back and find a PVA glue for it. I may have to go back and find a PVA glue for it. Shall I win? 17-year-old. I'm just dealing with that right now. You guys okay? So we had this amazing parent-teacher conference today. Like the teacher's like saying to her, you know, you're so engaged, you're a role model. You have like she's really giving her all these like amazing compliments that like I don't know. I don't remember getting those kind of compliments when I was her age, but whatever. And my daughter just goes, "Uh-huh." I was like, "What?" She goes, "Uh-huh." I was like, "Okay." I was like, and the teacher doesn't have children. I was thinking to myself, please don't take it personally. Please do not take it personally. I didn't say that to her, but I was like thinking in my head, I was like, don't take it personally. Do not take it personally. It has no, you know, I was like, uh-huh. Like, I know, like, I don't know. And you guys, she's a really good girl, but still, it's like, it's that age. I don't know what in the hell. I don't know what the hell happens to kids. I really don't. I don't remember for myself, but I'm sure that I'm sure. See, another reason why I want to talk to my mama. Okay, so I'm gonna ask her. Was I this bad? Hi, Joni. Joni, don't peek or you won't be surprised when you get your ATCs. And I didn't tell the people about your group because I didn't know if it's open for everybody. But if you want to put it in the fibs, put it in the box. So it's Joni's group that I'm doing an ATC swap with. Oh Lord, I'm telling you, yeah. So you get that 17-year-old. Uh-huh. But if you could have heard this teacher, you guys, she was the most complimentary, the kindest, most loving. It was like I would have, yeah. My daughter, uh-huh. I was like, okay, we're winning now. Yeah. Oh my god, you guys would have I just sat through it. Oh, I didn't get to tell you the other thing, okay, right? I told you about the coyote license that she didn't end up needing. The coyote hunting license, which is the most ridiculous random thing on the whole planet, especially for a vegetarian, right? Or almost vegetarian. You know, this cup does not keep I think this is really meant for, like, a cold drink because it doesn't keep your coffee very hot. Okay, there's Joni's group. All right, you guys, it's called Art, Talk, and ATC Exchanges. And you guys go and join. If you especially if you wanna, like, swap ATCs and okay, well, I guess I don't wanna spill this coffee on myself, but anyway, it doesn't keep your coffee hot. But hey, it's better than not having any coffee. Anyway, you guys, it's been you guys would have had just yeah, that was my morning. That was my and Joni, do an ATC swap every month? Is that how it works? I mean, I haven't been in the group long enough, and you guys, honestly, I joined it because I love Joni. I didn't join it because I needed to swap anything. But I thought, hey, this will get me back in the swing. You know what I mean? You girls know. You girls know. So anyway, yeah, that was the 17-year-old. Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was like, all right, we're in it to win it today. Oh my God. I was like, all right. They have a monthly ATC swap, and so you make 3 ATCs per partner, and they have people like one of mine's going to I think Canada or England or something. I don't remember. Give me coffee back away slowly. Laura, I'm actually drinking coffee black. I never used to drink coffee black, but I'm telling you, I haven't been 100% great, but I'm still doing my keto diet because you guys, when I get off of it, I feel like crap. When I get off of it, my hands swell. It's just stupid. It also could be old age too, but yeah, all the above. So yeah. So that's what I'm making my ATCs for, is for Joni, is for the swap in Joni's group. And so I really want to use that mirror, but I don't know what I do with it. All right, I'm going to clean up my mess a minute here and let's see what I got going on. You pick it on the first, get your stuff mailed out by the end of the month, and you don't add any extras. Is that right, Joni? No extras? Because you guys, sometimes the swap itself is enough and postage and everything's gone up. But sometimes you feel like you see other people send out all this extra stuff and you feel like, oh God, I need to do that too. And that in itself can be, for me, that's why I stopped doing swaps. Because you guys, my extras are trash. You know, like I love it, but it doesn't mean you guys would love it. This I think I'm going to sew down, but I'm going to like let that glue down, and then I'm going to find something to go under here. I'm going to find my fabric. That one's okay. It needs a number. Needs more. This needs more. These need more. More. Yeah, that used to stress me out. How many of you guys ever swapped in a group where that sort of thing stressed you out? Where like the extras part of it was like more stressful than the actual swap. So then it became like, what am I doing this for kind of thing. Did any of you guys ever have that? Yeah, I agree with you, Joni. Joni says male ATCs only. Otherwise, it gets to be a competition. It's never a competition for me. It was always made me feel like I felt bad for whoever got my stuff because I didn't have all the, you guys, Hawaii does not have the same sort of crafting stores that that other places have. You guys, I sewed this a long time ago and used it as wrapping, and then whoever I gave it to, I said, please save the wrapping for me. Then she was like, yes. I said, are you going to throw it away? Because I was there. And she was like, well, like kind of looked at me like dumb, like, of course I'm going to throw it away. And I was like, oh, good. Can I have it back? She was like, okay. You guys, I love stuff like this. Like when you sew paper together, and this was an old Japanese book that I'd gotten it that was from the dumpster, and I was like, yay! So I like saved it. It survived. It survived. It survived, and I brought it. And I brought it with me from Hawaii. Okay, so on top of it, not only did it survive, but I brought it back from Hawaii. Okay, like you guys, when I got here, I looked at the stuff that I brought, and I have no regrets, but it was all garbage. Oh gosh, I've gotten okay. The other thing that I really look, I never want anybody to ever feel like you have to send me happy mail. Ever, 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 ever. In a million years. Okay. That's not my MO. That's not why I come and craft on YouTube. Okay, so for me, what got really weird is people would send me stuff. People I didn't know. They weren't like people like you guys they weren't like they maybe wouldn't even chat with me in the box or anything, and I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know them, and they would send me stuff and then get mad when I didn't send them something back, but I never asked for any of it. And then on top of it, would get upset like if I didn't open it online, and it got to be so much for me, like the stress of it, that I tried to make sure my address was not in anything anybody could find. Not because I don't love getting a postcard, or say you find a really cool piece of trash and you're like, oh, I know Shelley would love that, or eyeballs, that sort of thing. I love. But it just got to be the pressure of it got to be too much for me. And I know some people are right there and just love Happy Meal and they love getting all of it. And I'm not saying so for you, go for it. But for me, you guys, it was so beyond me that I just couldn't do it anymore. And um, so that's why I don't like put my address out there. Not because I don't want to hear from you, or I don't love you guys, or I don't appreciate it when you do send me something. It's just, it got too much. Does that make sense for anybody? Does anybody, does that make sense at all for anybody? I'm gonna turn my camera more this way. Sorry, you guys, I didn't even realize I wasn't even in frame. So that's also why, like in my Crafting Mamas group, I stopped having there is a thing in there where you could send people stuff, but it just got to be, I don't know. It kind of took the fun out of it for me, I mean, I do love our Christmas card swap because I think a lot of people, especially because we send them to people that we don't even really know and don't necessarily expect a card in return, or like I posted something recently because somebody's aunt turned 103 and she's in another group I'm in, and she just said, would anybody please send her a postcard, or a birthday card? She's turning 103, and that sort of thing I really loved and appreciated, but it just got to be so stressful for me. And I love the things you guys send me. Please know that. I do. But I would never in a million, 5,000 years ask anybody for anything or expect anything, or no, that's just not me. And, and I'm not saying if some of you, if that's you, that's great. I'm not telling you not to do you, but I'm just saying for me as myself, it got to be so stressful. One time this lady sent me this journal, and then she basically hounded me for years. And finally I said, do you want me to mail it back to you? Because I will. I was like, first, I never asked for it. Second of all, I never to send somebody something and expect them to send you something back is ridiculous. In my world. Maybe not in yours, but in mine it was. So I don't know. That's why, because somebody not too long ago said to me, hey, why can't I find your address or whatever? And I said, because I don't want anything. It's not, and I'm not trying to be ungrateful, you guys. It's not about being ungrateful. All right, I like that there, but I'm going to find my fabric. Yes, postage gets to be crazy. Yeah, it's hard. You send Happy Mail and you don't do swaps. I get it, Laura. You're not on any Facebook groups? Well, for me, the reason I started that Facebook group is, like, we would have these amazing conversations and people would wanna stay connected, but I didn't do it because I wanted it, and I did enjoy when we did our power pack, I loved that. Everybody sent me that anybody that wanted to participate sent it, and I don't know, whatever the postage was, $8 or something, and I then mixed them all up and everybody got, so, like, if you sent 52 cards, you got 52 cards back, and it was cool. That I really loved because we worked on them for a long time, many months, and that was really fun. Um, it just I don't remember what group I was in, but I was in a group where this woman, and it was supposed to be something. I'm sorry, you guys. Hang on one second. Everything okay? Okay. Yeah, because I'm live streaming. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Bye. No, I asked my kids to let me know when they were coming back because the dog's gonna start to bark and all that. No, but I was in a group somewhere, and it was supposed to be something simple like 5 pieces of like little tiny snippets or something of fabric in a whatever a first class envelope would be, little. And so I followed those rules, but the person sent me a huge box, you guys, like an enormous box, and I was like, "Oh my god." You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, okay." And you guys living in Hawaii, postage was a lot more expensive. Paper clips is good. Beautiful paper paper lips, I must add. Yes, paper lips. You make paper clips and you give them to Defy. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a couple journals I'm gonna send to them, and, but I haven't. You guys, I have, like, because I took that job and been working, like, can't tell you how many hours. I have had no time, but I started making my art room my priority, so I started taking stuff out of it because it became like the catch-all room, and I thought I was gonna move it downstairs, but I think we've decided that, um, we're going to my kitchen ca I need some work on my kitchen, and so I started bringing everything that I had already moved downstairs back upstairs, and so I'm in the process. It's a process. It's not a done deal, but, I'm really hoping, like, sooner than later that I'll be back to like, really live streaming at least on Fridays, and, but right now I work on Fridays, so that makes it a little harder. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you guys. Okay, so last week, one of Miss Seisha's high school friends was in a play, and it's her little best friend here, and she's very sweet, and I taught art at her school last year and got to know the kids, and it was really good. Okay. So we go, and my older daughter and her husband agree to go too, which they don't, they don't have kids, so they're not, they you guys, okay, it was a rewrite. It was a rewrite of Romeo and Juliet, but like after, like the aftermath of what happens in Romeo and Juliet. It was the worst play ever, and it was written by high schoolers. Okay, so and they did it in iambic pentameter. You guys, I was like, I sat through like 2.5 hours of the most excruciating, and for me, what happens when something's so bad is I start to laugh, and so I had to like pull my shirt up over my face so that I wouldn't laugh, or they wouldn't see that I was like laughing under. You guys, it was like, and my daughter goes, "Well, that was 2 hours of my life I'll never recover. I'll never get back," or something. I said, "Welcome to parenthood." That's exactly what it's like when you go and you watch your kids in a play that's so horrific and you can't even. How many of you guys know exactly what I mean? Laura, what happens when you do host a swap? And Joni can vouch for this. I'm sure she's found it already. Everybody has the best of intentions to get their stuff done in a timely manner. Nobody's like going like, I'm going to enter a swap and not do my part. Everybody has the best of intentions, but life sometimes gets in the way. And then you have to have other people in that group that are willing to, um, what do you call it? Angel. And so sometimes if it's a big, like ATCs are not a big deal, right? But sometimes if it's like, I don't know, some big junk journal that like, I can think of one group in particular that gives these parameters in their junk journaling things are like, your junk journal must be like 9 million pages. Your junk journal must be, do you know what I mean? How many of you guys have seen that? You must have, because I have. Then it becomes instead of a successful thing, this is just my opinion for what it's worth. Nobody asked for it. It becomes like a guilt trip for like say real because real stuff does happen and does come up. It's not like it's you know what I mean. You guys know exactly what I mean. Real stuff in life happens and it comes up and then you just got to move on. You can't like it can't your life cannot be, you know, you can't be like made to feel guilty because your dog died and you just were not emotionally capable of like getting it together to make somebody a piece of art. You went to a talent show at the school in May, and it was painful? Oh, okay, so one of the best stories I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but it was so good. So, I mean, at the time, it was hilarious, but it was so good. So, my middle daughter at the time, so she's like 24 or 5 now, she was in middle school. Okay, this is in Hawaii. She's in middle school. And we went to her middle school band concert. Have you guys ever done that? Oh my god, middle school band concerts are the worst, okay? They're so painful. I mean, really, really painful. And not only are they painful, but think about it, as a parent, you've already had to sit through all the practicing for that horrible band concert. So, I'm preparing myself. We're all preparing ourselves for this band concert. And we're there, and you guys, it is everything you can imagine and worse. It's just, honking of the saxophones and the trumpets are squeaking and the clarinets. Oh man, that's even hell, right? And there's this little boy. He must have been about he must have been about 5, 4 or 5. And his parents had him dressed to the nines, you guys. He was freaking dressed to the nines. He was like wearing, and it was hot. It was in a cafeteria, it was in the junior high school cafeteria. You know what I mean? Oh. And we're packed in there and we're all sitting on those, it was like benches like they have in the cafeteria. Okay. And it was choir and band. It was both choir and band. And and all of a sudden, like, it gets to be like, how like the band will have like a pause, like they'll do like some big break and it'll be like a little tiny bit of silence. This little boy goes, "This is killing me." And we all agreed. I mean, it was like perfect. It was the best I have ever experienced. It was like it was so good, you guys. Oh my god. I was like and his mother got mad at him, of course. And I was like, "Oh my god, power to the child, power to the child." But right at the quietest moment, "This is killing me." It was brilliant. It was just perfectly brilliant. Oh my god. Yes. Okay. So we saw Bad Shakespeare and we saw and we Bad 2.5 hours of bad the worst hand the scored play by written in iambic pentameter. That was what we couldn't get over. All of us were like, "Okay, let's just face it. Iambic pentameter is such a difficult thing to even sit through, but why would you spend a trillion years doing it? You know what I mean? And making it work." Anyway, yes, this is killing me. Those are my You guys, we have all been through it. How many of you guys have been through it too? You know. You know. You know. You completely and utterly know. Oh my God, the little boy. This is killing me. His mother wanted to die. His mother wanted to choke him. She was just like, oh. She wanted to like get on him and everything, and it was brilliant. This is killing me. Oh my Lord, you guys. I'm telling you. I am telling you. It is real. The struggle is real. Okay, I look at some things that I cut out and I'm like, why in the world did I cut that out? Okay. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? They are brutal. And luckily your kids were never in band. After 4 band kids, you have hot cross buzzing green. What's worse? You know what's worse is the freaking recorder. I mean, who in the hell thinks that that's enjoyable for anybody? I think it's just like parental torture. You're at your older son's class play. I know in your younger son's young son yells, "Can we go now?" Oh, that's so perfect, Joni. But we still talk about this is killing me. Hi, Skinny Cat. How are you? Oh my God, girls. I'm telling you. I mean, this is like the struggle is so real. It is so freaking real. It is real. Oh my God. Oh my God. The struggle is real. It is so real. It is so real. Can we go home now? Oh my God. Yeah, that's perfect too. You're like, can we go home now? Like I get it. I so freaking get it. Don't you have like the greatest respect for parents that go, "Oh, I love a band concert." I'm like thinking, oh my God, not only do they not you the kids don't even love doing it, okay? Guys, I'm sorry if the dog barks because she might. She's gonna totally bark. Let me you girls, coffee break. Go get yourself a coffee. I'll be back. I'm gonna take the dog downstairs, otherwise she's gonna bark all day. Charlie, stop. I beg Charlie, stop it. Will you just grab her and take her down? I'm live streaming. Just take her down.
Sorry, everybody.
Just grab her. Grab her. Come on. Let's go. She probably needs to go outside too. Will you shut my door? Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got the dog.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys. That was like, yes. This is killing me. Okay, we go home now. That's perfect. That is so brilliant. That's you know what? That's the sentiment of all of us. All right. We're all there. We're all going through it. We're all struggling. Can I go home now? Yes. Yes. Yes, you may. Yes, you may go home now. Okay. Oh Lord. And you have to really appreciate band teachers. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, that is not an easy, none of it's easy, right? It's like the band, the whole situation's not easy. The band teacher's trying to do his thing. Yeah. Yeah. So So if you guys want to go over, Joni put the group in again. If you guys want to go over and join Joni's group, you don't have to swap if you don't want to. You can just go hang out, and chat. And it's all of our favorite people. And just head on over there and do it. I mean, you can see what other people post. Their whatever they post in the group. Yeah, take a break. Go get some coffee. I'm gonna go get a coffee in a minute. But I wanted them to tip while they came home to take the dog out because she was so upset. You guys, the one thing my daughter, they're so sweet. My eldest daughter and her husband, they take the dog everywhere with them. And you realize she's blind, she's blind and and whenever they get ready to go, she lines up at the door like as if she's a child waiting for everybody. And yeah, I need some coffee too. I should ask one of them to make me a coffee. But they take her. So when they decided they were going to go do this whole errand thing, which took hours, which I'm glad I didn't go do. They when they decided they were going to take my youngest to go get her whatever, it was the dog was sitting by the door, you guys. She wanted to go so bad. She was sitting there. She was waiting and waiting. So then I had to coerce her to come upstairs with me and sit, come in here and hang out because she really wanted to go. And I understand that. I mean, she's a sweet dog, but it was just like, and my daughter said, "Oh, you can't come with us." And you could see the dog, the dog, you could see she was gravely disappointed. The dog was. My daughter's like, "You can't go. I'm so sorry. You just can't go." And she was like, you could tell she was like, "What do you mean I can't go? What do you mean? What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm part of the group. I'm part of the crowd. What do you mean I can't go?" She was like, too much. So, yeah. But go over and join if you guys want to do. I mean, even if you don't want to swap, it's like, I think it's like fun to just get into a group where people are like-minded and whatever they do. You know what I mean? It's like a whole fun thing. It's like not necessarily a, it's just a fun thing. I'm liking my ATC so far. These are like a little out there, but it's okay. Joni's one of my partners. She gets me. She gets me. She gets me in my aesthetic. It was your Christmas concerts. They were the coldest freaking days and no closed parking. Oh no. Oh God. Oh, I hope so. And the lady that's getting them in Canada, is she in Canada or I don't know. Mine are made, Joni, with on UPS envelopes and hot tamale boxes. I couldn't find, you guys, I have a box of playing cards. Ask me where that freaking box is. I have no idea. Oh, I spent like 10 minutes looking for it. And then I said, nah, I'm letting it go. Because I won't find it. And then I've spent all that time looking for it instead of making something. Do you know what I mean? I like playing cards a lot. I don't know how many of you guys make your ATCs with playing cards. I like playing cards a lot because I think they really add, like, they're just stable. They're stable. Yeah, I like it. I like playing cards. I am golden with playing cards. I don't know how many of you guys like playing cards, but I do. I'm definitely a playing card. Like even now when I go to the thrift store, I don't need any more playing cards, but if they have really old ones, because they're so soft because people have used them. Sorry, now the sun's coming in a weird way. You guys, I don't have my setup is not great right now. I'm doing the best I can, but I need to work on it a little bit more. Just because, yeah. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have it together. You're using food packaging? Okay, cool. Then I don't feel bad. That was what I was like, do I cover up the hot tamale or do I just let it my normal self be? I mean, some people get super upset about that sort of thing, but I do like playing cards though. How many of you guys make your ATCs with playing cards? I love a good playing card ATC. Just because how strong they are. But I don't know where mine are, you guys. Mine are hiding. Mine are hiding somewhere. I don't know. I don't honestly know where they are. I don't know where they are. It was, it was kind of remarkable when I looked at what I brought with myself from what I brought from Hawaii for myself. It was really just my crafting supplies. I did bring a few pots and pans because I do have a killer collection of cast iron that I've used forever. But I didn't really bring much of anything. So it's been sort of an interesting sort of experience when I'm like, and then on top of it, it's like when I'm looking for something, I'm like, oh, where is that? And one of the kids will go, I think that was 3 houses ago, Mom. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they're right. It probably was 3 houses ago, you know? It probably absolutely was 3 houses ago. And I'm like, okay, it was 3 houses ago. Okay, I'll deal with that. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting for me to like look for things that I thought were once important for me, and not be able to locate them and realize that they are no longer in this purview. No matter what it is, they are no longer here. So I get it. I completely get it. Yeah, but I have collected some cool stuff since I've been here. I just haven't been online to show you guys, but I have gotten some, I think, some really cool stuff. Malia and I went thrifting together when she came down to visit, and she got some cool stuff, and I got some cool stuff. And you know what, Kim? What I did was I just shipped a number of boxes, and it was like a certain amount. And once you found your desktop, it was under all your crap, oh girl. Brian has an awesome collection of cast iron. I use mine every day. I love it. My oldest daughter, who I told you guys, she travels. That's what she does for a living. She just travels around the world, and she's a graphic designer, and she's amazing, you guys. And she and her husband pick a place, and they go live there for a certain amount of months, and then they pick another place, and they go there for a few months. And, she's got a lot going on. So she does that. And the only thing she said to me recently, she said, Mom, because I was telling him, I said, I'm getting ready to go through a great purge of some of my things. And if there's anything of mine that you really, really want, let me know, And she was so funny. She said, Mom, the only thing I really want is your cast iron. And she goes, I have no way to deal with that right now. So I was like, all right. I said, cast iron it is. You can have it. So I appreciate that. It's like, she is a minimalist. She has taught me that a lot about minimalism and stuff that I didn't necessarily, put in my little equation of things. Like if I say to her, like if you ask her, like, what do you want for Christmas? She'll say nothing. She'll say nothing. So I think that will kind of put me into a space of maybe making Christmas ornaments. I've been thinking about it for a while, and just giving my nieces and nephews that, giving my, like, you know what I mean, right? Just like focusing on that because they're all of ages that they don't really need anything either. What do you guys do traditionally for your families? You guys pipe in and tell me. What do you do? We do have the best thrift stores. You guys, any of you guys want to come, holler at me. hopefully in the next few weeks, my schedule will be much freer than it is now. Yeah, Malia and I found some good thrift stores when I first got here, but when Malia came, Malia, I found a couple of new ones. Your older son and wife are minimalist too. I wish I could do that, but I'm too old to change. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Although, can I tell you something? What I've realized for myself is that the more I let go, the easier it is to let go. And I definitely am. And I didn't come from Hawaii with a lot of stuff, but it was kind of weird because I told you guys at the time when we came that Blake's dad was going through memory care and he's in a memory care facility and we had to sell his house. And it was a whole thing, because to pay for his memory care. And then his house was filled with like all of his parents, not Blake's parents, but Blake's dad's parents stuff. And like his great grandmother's dining table and just all the stuff. And none of Blake's family wanted any of it. Like his brothers and sisters didn't want it. And we didn't have anything. So I was like, go ahead. I said, whatever is meaningful to you. Because you guys, I would give anything if I had a few of my grandparents' things. I would love that. I think I have one. Because we lived in Hawaii and then, my mom died and her sister passed. And then there was that horrible flood. Because my family's from Texas. There's that horrible flood in Texas and a lot of things, right? So it wasn't just that, but but I would never tell him he couldn't keep that. I would never want somebody to say to me, "Oh, you can't have your grandmother's stuff." So we ended up with all of this stuff. And you guys, I don't want it. But it's not my stuff to throw away. So, it's got to be like a process, Yeah, no, my daughter and her husband, they have a suitcase. And they have like, I don't know, 3 pair of pants. Whatever they have is minimal. And then when they, like my daughter says, when we get over it, like when we have too much stuff, we just have to go through and let it go. Like if they buy a pair of shoes, they let go of a pair of shoes. And what's kind of cool is that means that they only buy exactly what they want or need. I think it's cool. I really do. I mean, I'm like, wow. I don't know if I could get there. I really don't. Could you guys get there? Could that be something you could do? Let me see where it's the hot tamale one. Maybe I'm going to put this one on the hot tamale bag. You and your husband, you may move to Virginia. I dread having to purge stuff, but will feel good to do it. Actually, Joni, I'm telling you, start it now. Start it now. Because, like we just did our stuff so last minute in Hawaii. It wasn't, and we knew we were going. I mean, not so last minute, but I guess it was the timing too, because we did it during the end of the pandemic and there was no thrift stores or anything open there. It was very difficult to you don't want to throw your stuff away. You want to give it away in a way that is meaningful there because it'll end up in the ocean. So you definitely don't want to just be mindless and let go of stuff. But it was actually, yeah, I wish, and yeah. I mean, all I brought I brought my cast iron pans and I brought some art supplies. That was really it. I let my daughter bring whatever she wanted to bring because I didn't want her to have those feelings of that the antithesis of feeling supported is feeling like you have to purge all your things and then, whatever may happen or whatever. And, having that sort of feeling. And I just didn't want that to be that way for her. So I told her to bring what she wanted, but she's pretty minimal too. So they didn't get it from me, you guys, and they don't collect. Well, my middle daughter, the one I told the youngest one, she is a definite artist. So her aesthetic of what she keeps is kind of along the line of mine, like what she's going to make art with. So I appreciate that. But but still. You guys, I have the most random stuff. I think this came from Lynn. These were like some vintage wallpaper, just bits. I think Lynn sent me that one time. And this is like some writing on the back of the ledger paper that I like. So, yeah. Or it's better to give it away. It's better to give it away to your family now if you think they may even want a little bit of it. You know? It's better to like give them a little bit of it. You can get rid of anything if you can't use it in your art. I can sometimes, Malia, but sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's truly like a, sometimes it's truly like a difficult thing for me to like get rid of it. Because this is what happens to me. How many of you guys are like this? You go, I'm never going to use it again, and you get rid of it, and then the very next week you need it. Okay, that freaking happens to me all the time. So when we moved to Hawaii, I got rid of all my like really fancy clothes, like all my whatever I would wear, because I had my own art gallery for a long time. So whatever I would wear to that, I got rid of, right? And then like within like months of me getting rid of it all, I ended up having an art gallery job, like an art gallery director's job. And you have to dress really nice to sell really expensive art. So, I mean, I don't know. It was like, that happens to me all the time. The other thing was I got rid of my really nice coat. I had an amazing coat. I got rid of the really nice coat. And then we moved somewhere where you need a coat. I mean, it's like, whatever. It's whatever. Everything is an art supply until proven otherwise. Oh, Kib, that's my motto, but my kids don't always agree. My kids sometimes think I'm a little crazy. That's okay. That is okay. They can think I'm as crazy as they want. They can say my mom is a nut job, and I'm like good with it because that's probably partially true. Because I do like to craft with trash. I do. You know what? I think it is. It's more than the crafting with trash. It's like I look at it as like, I don't look at it like craft. I look at it like art. You know? I feel like anytime I sit down to do anything like this, I feel like I'm back in my art studio making art. And I appreciate that. And I like that. So I'm good with getting rid of whatever. And I'm also good with like keeping the things that mean something to me. I think that's also the getting older thing. Okay, how many of you guys have this? So you're like, okay, I'm getting older and I'm not going to put up with that crap anymore. And I'm going to keep what I want to keep and I'm going to use what I want to use. How many of you guys are there with that? You know, I'm not going to have somebody dictate to me what if I can keep it or I can't. Are any of you guys in that same space? I have these old S&H green stamp pages, and you know they're so brittle, but that would be great on this ATC. So I'm going to try to put a piece of it on there. That would be you. I'm to the point now, you guys. It's like, what did somebody tell me the other day? And I was just so like, I was like, this does not resonate with me. And I was also like, I'm like, nah. I was like, no. Doesn't resonate with me. Does not resonate with me. But you know how sometimes people get in their own thing and they think whatever they think is what you should think? I'm like, oh, girl, no. That does not work with me. Do you guys ever get those Reader's Digest that have the most beautiful yellowing pages, but they're so brittle you can hardly use them for anything? Do you ever get that? Yeah, I love those pages to use and in collage, but I definitely don't like them for, I definitely don't like them. You can't really you can use them in collage, but you can't really use them in as a junk journaling situation because you can use the covers, but the pages are so brittle, they don't last. What am I missing? Yeah, I sound like your mother, not you, of course. You guys, it's taken me so long to get to where I am to just go, that doesn't resonate with me. But thank you for including me in that thought. Just to try and be in a place of where I'm like, okay, but that's not for me. It's like sometimes I think I don't know. Sometimes I think we just put up with stuff because it's a used to or we have to as women, or do you know what I mean? Do you guys ever feel like that? That you put up with stuff that you're putting up with because I don't know, you're being polite or I mean, I don't feel like I need to comment on anything to anyone, but I just sort of like take it in and I go, nah, it doesn't resonate with me. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking that in. That's not part of who I am. I did it to this lady I work with. She was like, and I was like, no, so that doesn't resonate with me. I said, but thank you for sharing. And I walked away and then she was like, it was almost like she needed my approval. I said, you don't need my approval to do anything. I said, you do you. I said, you don't need me or anything. I said, you do you. And then she was like, it was almost like I needed to join her club to be, you know what I mean? Like I needed to agree with her. And I said, what does it matter what I think? I said, what does it matter? I said, my thoughts do not for 1 minute pay your bills. I said, nor yours mine. So let's let it go. But I don't know. I guess it just comes with age or comes with intolerance or something. When you were younger, you were go along. It's been hard to learn to say no or be okay with just doing what you want to do. Vintage paper intimidates you. Oh, Joni, I'm right there with you, but I'm getting better because can I tell you, that was the other thing I was going to tell you. So my sister passed and you guys, I was not very close with her. She was my dad's daughter by another marriage. She was a good 10, 12 years older than me. We didn't grow up together. And maybe I saw her a handful of times in my life. And that, we were in a different time space and not that I didn't love her. Of course I loved her. But we were just in a different time and space and that sort of thing. And it is what it was, right? And when my dad died, she did some weird stuff. And it was just, it's like, it's all about stuff for most people, right? And when my dad died, she did some weird stuff and I was like, have it all. It's not going to bring our dad back. And you obviously need it more than I do. Have it, Or, it didn't even matter. And so, and now my sister has grown children. That sister has grown children. Now, really, is she 10 years older than me or is she 12 years older than me? I don't know exactly. Let's just say for giggles, she's 10 years older than me. So I'm going to be 60. Maybe she turned 70. So how old is her oldest daughter? Her oldest daughter's got to be, her oldest daughter might even be 50. I don't know. Anyway, she messaged me. Now realize after my dad died, I messaged her. I did a bunch of stuff. I tried, I tried to do it. But for whatever reason, it is what it is. And I let it go. So it made me just start thinking about things that I wish that I had done or wanted to still do or travel or You know what I mean? Like things that I haven't accomplished or done. But it also made me realize for myself that even though you try in your effort, it's not the reciprocation is not based on any value you gave. Because I did try, especially after our dad died. I did try to like stay in contact with her, and I tried to like, do stuff with her. Like see her. I went and saw her a couple times. And you guys would think, since I lived in Hawaii all those years, why she wouldn't get her butt to Hawaii is beyond me. Right? So, it just made me reflect on, one of our other sisters called me and said, that she was sick. And I said, okay, and then, I reached out, but I didn't hear back. And then I reached out and I talked to her briefly, but it wasn't like a long, I talked to her daughter briefly, not her. And then she passed like in a minute. Okay. So all I'm saying is that we don't know how long we have. And my efforts toward her were no reflection on me. Like I tried my best. She didn't reciprocate. It's okay. So based on that, I was like, I have to start living my life for myself. I can't wait for somebody else. I can't wait for somebody else to validate me in any way. And I can't wait for, I can't wait to jump back into my life. So I said to her daughter, I said, tell me if you're having a memorial service or whatever you're doing, I'll be there. Or I talked to my other sister and she was like, I can't go if it's this weekend. She said, I have this huge work project and da 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 da. I'm like, it's okay. I said, you don't have to go. And then her daughter writes me back and she goes, Mom didn't want anything. She just wants everybody, if they want to donate to like an animal rescue of their choice. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. And I told her, I said, I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here if you need me. I'm here. Like, yeah, just realized like all the efforts I made toward her were never reciprocated, which is fine. But I can't let that define me. So then, but it also like gave me a really good like jump start into like, I need to like start really putting myself in my life, my equation. You know what I mean? Not waiting until I get some prognosis that's not good to just decide to like jump in and be myself or do me or finally get my stuff, finally do what I want to do. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, I'm rambling, you guys. Okay, my ATCs are not going to be flat, Johnny, so don't be disappointed. I'm just like, I'm having a good time with them, and I'm like, these aren't flat. Are they supposed to be flat? They're not flat. I need something for the background up here because I like that and that. Vintage paper intimidated when you were younger. Yeah, vintage paper can intimidate anybody. I can relate to that. But you know what I've learned? It was going to be thrown away anyway. So like you're giving it a new life that it would never have had. So enjoy using it. Because I used to get all those comments when I tear up a book, like they would write me like that I was defiling books, and I was do this, and I was this, and I was that, and finally I was like, these were in the trash, okay? These were in the trash. So I guess you can say these past few weeks have been a great epiphany for me. They've been good, and they've also been difficult. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if any of you guys know what you want to be when you grow up, but I don't know. And that life is too short. Life is really too short. So you got to do it now. You can't wait. Whatever that is. Thanks for the thumbs up, friends. I appreciate it. You guys, I have a whole freezer, a huge, large bowl in my freezer of avocado skins and pits. I am going, hey, Jean Peter. I have all of these amazing book pages that I'm going to avocado dye, and I'm super excited about that. I've been saving them for a while, so I froze them all, and we'll see how pink my dye comes out. How are you, Miss Jean Peter Artist? How are you? I'm making my ATCs for the swap, okay? That is what I'm doing right now. I'm making my ATCs for the swap. I think Jean has been the recipient of You're Busy But Good. How are them babies? How are them babies? I think that hang on one second, you guys. So I am like, how are the babies doing? Hey Val, what'd you do? You dozed? Yes, these are a Carla Fish Bits envelope. Has she been online lately? I haven't seen her. This is a Carla Fish Bits envelope. I love her. How many of you guys know Carla Caged Fish? She is probably one of the most talented collage artists I've ever experienced. She just has such a beautiful style. And I've like supported her, or all of if you want to support her, that she occasionally has supply sales. And so that came from Hawaii with me, okay? That's how long ago, and that's how long ago it was I got it. It came from Hawaii. Hawaii. Yep. I miss her. I haven't even seen, has she been on? You guys, I'm so out of the loop. So out of the loop of anything, anyone. I am out of the loop. Okay, I still have these these are kind of getting there. I can add more stuff to them, but these are like, and this one. I have this Arabic paper. Malia and I, when we went shopping, we found like the best. I was so surprised. Malia probably not, but I was surprised. We found the most incredible foreign language books. So I bought like Arabic and French, and I've been cutting them up. I thought, look, my pocket is empty. I must have put it in another journal. But I was hoping I had some bits and pieces that I'd cut up in here, but I don't. We found in my tiny town, the little tiny town, 2 towns over from me in North Carolina. We found like, what all did we get? What all did we find, Malia? We found like Greek, Arabic. What did we find? I don't remember. What did we find? Tell me. I can't remember. I'm sorry, you guys. Give me a second. My job is texting me. Some Asian books, maybe Korean. Oh, I did find Korean. And you said Southern flea markets are better or are the best compared to Ohio? We found some German, Spanish, Greek, Latin. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we got every book they had. No, you haven't seen her either? Yeah. So that's what this has in it. It has some Arabic, some Greek, Japanese, Chinese from the Chinese newspaper. The Chinese newspaper was my inspiration. I just need some. I need more, you guys. I need Bowie. I need Bowie. So tell me, what are you guys working on? Like, what's on your crafty table? Jane Peter, what is on your crafty table? I'm sure you're making kits, right, for Defy? But besides that, what are you crafting for yourself? Or are you? What are you crafting for yourself? I need like something. I don't know. I need something. What are you crafting for yourself, Miss Ma'am? Somewhere in all my stuff, I have some really cool Joss paper. Where that is, I do not know. The one thing I did get recently, girls, is I got a some file cabinets. I got some file cabinets, so I'm so excited. Like stand-up metal file cabinets. Somebody was letting them go, and I jumped in and I took them, and they are out in my garage. I have not brought them upstairs yet, but I've got to take some of the stuff out of this room before I can bring them up. Let's see. That's some painting paper I did a trillion years ago. Yeah, so I did. I got myself that. What else did I get? What else did I get? I got a couple of new. Ooh, I like those. This is from you guys. I had a this is like some junk journal I made eons ago, and I took it apart. And look, there's like one of those old envelopes I used to make, and some things, some hymnal pages, just some weird stuff I saved. All right, let me see what you're making. Up here, they make you pay for entrance to the bigger ones. Ugh. Making auction mailings, so good for you. And your crafting table is empty? You're going to get your Halloween journal out? Good for you, Miss Malia. Finishing a rainbow journal. Ooh, Kim, post pictures on Crafting Mamas. You too, Malia. And your crafting table, you're folding your son's bath towels. You've been doing watercolor doodles? Oh, and you made out of and that's what you made your ATCs out of? Oh, good. Your doodles are amazing, Jean. You're such an amazing artist. So I think it's awesome. Jean and I used to belong to a group that's no longer around. Jean got some of my best, weirdest stuff way back when I didn't even have a stream of consciousness of anything other than just, I don't know what I was thinking, Jean. What was I thinking back then? I don't know. But Jean got some of my, we made these like fabric journals, and oh my gosh, I have the coolest, and I started that bag and I never sewed it together. I hope I have all the pieces. Jean and I made these they were like, they weren't really pillows. What would you call them? They were inspired by Tisha Moore. Did you guys ever see a Tisha Moore, one of those Tisha Moore, what does she call it, Jean? The Tisha Moore puffy pillow or something, like these little tiny puffy pillows, and she sewed hers into, I don't remember, but I was going to sew mine into bags. I was going to sew mine into bags, but I have not done it as in handbags, but I haven't done it yet because it's still on my crafty table. My crafty crap to do. If you guys haven't ever done one of those Tisha Moore things, oh my God, that is so fun. Didn't you think it was fun, Jean? But boy, my fingers were hurting. This is like years ago. This is like, Jean, do you realize that that was like back in like 2014, 2015? That was a long time ago. Wow. Jean, that's like a long time. That is a freaking long time ago. All right, I'm getting something together. Well, what I'm getting together, I don't know. I don't know what they were called. They were so, if I find them, you guys, I'll show you. Jeans were amazing. Jeans were freaking awesome. Jean made, yours were like so good. That would be a really fun thing to do again. What do you think, Jean? You know, that would be like a super fun, that'd be a super fun thing to do again. Those were really fun doing it. It was fun doing it. It was fun. We had fun. We made all kinds of weird stuff. I need to come play at your house. Girl, I'm almost free. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll have some really amazing news to share with all of you. And hopefully I will be free and free and free. I have decided it's just been a whole stream of things that have happened. And it's just made me come to realize that I gotta move on. Like I gotta take charge of what I want to do and just do it and not wait for the right time, because there is no right time. There is no right time. There is no right time. So thanks to Joni, I'm crafting because I put my name on a list to send out my swap. So I got to do it. I got to get it together. I have my envelopes already addressed. I didn't. You know what, Joni? I honestly thought, I was like, oh, no big deal, because I made a bunch of ATCs with the kids last year in school. Like I taught them how to make artist trading cards, and we all traded them, and it was so fun. And then they made them and this and that. And I made I don't know, a lot, because I gave them to all the kids, because there was like 16 or 17, maybe 15 kids in my class, I guess. And then once the other kids in the school got a wind of it, they wanted them to, and I made a ton. So I was like, oh, no problem. This will just be so easy. I'll just find my box of ATCs. After I looked, I was like, okay, there is no box. I don't know where they are. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm sitting down and making some ATCs. This is all Joni's fault. All Joni's fault. No, it's perfect, because it made me sit down and take time out to do me, which I haven't done in a while. You made 100 ATCs in 100 days? Yes, you starting to do it, the ATCs? You know what it's good for me, Jean, is because I was like, I know Joni had invited me a long time. I don't know how long your group's been going, but you hadn't sent me an invitation to it. And at the time I was like, I need to do this. This will be really fun. But I just couldn't even get myself, it was like, it was almost like as if it was like, oh my gosh, that's like more than I can do right now. And then finally I'm like, what am I waiting for? If I don't do it, I'm not going to do it. And then what? Like, what am I, And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. No, we haven't been doing any swaps. Joni has her own group. Joni, put your group in there again. And anybody that's coming here, you have to go in there and you have to prerequisitely, whatever it is, they ask you all the questions, just to make sure you're not a pocket man or somebody that's ridiculous. But yeah, she's doing doing ATC. They're monthly ATC swaps. You have to make 3 ATCs, and she gives you a partner, and then you ship it to that partner. And only ATCs, no extras. And I have to tell you, Joni, that made me so happy. I think that was probably my reticence to begin with to jump in, because I was like, because yeah, you all get it. We already had this conversation. You get it. You get it. So I was grateful. I was like, yay, I can do that. Yay, I can do that. You've been doing so. Did anyone still do Rolodex? I have a Rolodex. I've got a couple of them. I have done many cards on Rolodexes. I love that. Are any of you guys fans of doing Rolodex cards? Those are so fun. They are super, I think they're super fun. Maybe I should do it up this direction. Somehow I like this, but I don't know. Yeah, Johnny, put your group in there again. And after the video is over, I'll go back and link it too. I'll go back and link Johnny's group. And it's just for fun, you guys. It's not like don't like get all intimidated if you've never made an ATC. Nobody's going to be judging your ATCs. They're just tiny artist trading cards, and it's just for the fun. Look, I'm making mine. Mine have hot tamale backs and UPS backs, okay? So you don't need like fancy supplies to join. So I say do it if you're thinking about it. I say do it. It'll be fun. For some reason, it's easier to sit down and do it for a swap because it's like an assignment. Look, I'm grateful because it's going to make me, if I do it every month, it's going to make me sit down and art at least once that month. And that in itself for me is a winner. That for me is a winner. You know, because you guys, there was a time when I arted every day, and I can't tell you, I was the happiest when I did that. How many of you guys can jump in and say that too? I know a lot of you can. I know a lot of you are in the same boat I'm in, where you just don't make the time to do it for yourself. Yes, hey, Jane, that's when I knew I was all in, when there was no extras, because I had a whole conversation before you got here about how the extra part just like used to throw me over the edge. Like it would literally, like in any other swap, the extras, it would immobilize me. And I'd be like, no, you know? Okay, this one needs something on the side, but I don't know what. I like these fish, but I'm not going to put them in this. Maybe some musica. Yeah, I was like, okay, no extras. I can do it. No extras. I am all in. The extras kind of put you through. I can only speak for myself, but the extras always kind of put me through like changes. So I was like, I don't have it, or it stress me out. We will, in our Crafting Mamas group, do the Christmas card swap. So if you guys want to start making your Christmas cards. But the thing with a Christmas card swap is you just have to be willing to send, and then because some people really have a limited budget. So you just have to be willing to send with no expectation of return. And you can put people on your list. Like we would always include children. We would include, sometimes there's people who's, this from you, Miss Dana. Look at Dana made me that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, thank you, Dana. Because see, I keep all my Happy Mail. Please don't send me any Happy Mail, but I keep it all. Oh, I love these. You were the one that loved these, Jane. These like cigarette, what are they called? Cigarette coupons or something? Anyway. Yep. I'm just trying to find almost like a piece of a background. But my butt can't find one I want. It's the way it always works for me. These are all vintage wallpaper that Miss Lynn sent me. Thank you, Lynn. I love you, Lynn. I miss you, Lynn. And then these are the insides of those envelopes that I have. Guys, I just have this. I had a big accordion folder that I used to have next to my desk in Hawaii, and I brought. I didn't. The folder was big, but what is all this? You guys, this was a Christmas card from our very own Barb Owen. Look, she sent me a Christmas card. She and I are very, very good friends. But isn't it beautiful? That's one of her. It's a picture of one of her people, one of her things, one of her. It's her Charlie. Not great. She and I are very, very good friends. I love her. We talk all the time. We talk, even though I may not be able to get to her. Yeah, see, this was too big. I thought I had some muslin. Maybe I do. Maybe if I rip this a little, it'll work. Yeah, the no extras was a good plus for me. Bye, Jean. Love you, girl. Take care. You try to art every day. You art. Kim, you're just on it. Cooking and cleaning is art. It is very much art. And I cook every day. Well, you know what? Can I be honest? My daughter, my oldest daughter, she's here for a little while longer. Oh my God, you guys. She's like a way better cook than me. And I'm grateful. I am so freaking grateful. She can cook. Oh my God. She makes food like, I don't know, you guys. I don't know who she's channeling when she's cooking, but she is doing it. There were some that I wanted to put fabric with. Which ones were those? I wanted to put a piece of fabric on this, but I'm going to have to sew it. No, maybe I'll put it. Well, I'm going to have to save that because the sewing machine's downstairs. Bye, Jean. We love you, girl. We love you, and I'm happy to see you. Hopefully in a couple weeks, I'll have some really cool news to share with all of you. And then, yeah, but if you guys want to do the advent calendar with me, save some pants pockets, or the other thing is you can make pockets. Okay. I'm doing mine out of fabric. You could do it out of paper. I'm only doing it out of fabric because my friend's daughter, who is it'll be her second grandbaby. The baby will be obviously newborn in December, but the sister is like 2 or 3. And I kind of figure that it'll be like an interactive thing for them to do together. And I'm making mine out of fabric, but you can make yours out of paper if you wanted. So I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll come on one night and harvest all the pants pockets and shirt pockets I have and give you guys an idea of what it's going to look like. I just haven't decided whether I'm going to paint the numbers on the pockets or whether I'm going to actually like stitch it. That I haven't decided. Well, I'm going to give you guys a big hug, and I might come on later on tonight because I have to finish my ATCs, but I am going to go and get myself a cup of coffee because my butt really needs it. And I might see you guys later on tonight. But if I don't, I will see you definitely next week. And I love you, girls. And with this world and all the things that are going on right now, we all need each other. And we all need to keep arting, and don't get yourself down. You got to find your zen and you got to keep going with it, whatever that is. And I love you guys so, so much. And Joni, hopefully I'll finish these tonight and I'll get them off to you in the mail tomorrow. Big hugs to all of you. Thank you for my thumbs up. I have missed you and I love you all. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I am sending you so, so much aloha. See you soon. Bye for now.